what they usually do is, you know, you draw a number, you get a number, and then they call the numbers, and everybody gets to run around and grab their piece off the wall. And it's so fun to watch, even though there's so many people like packed into one room. But last year they did it by appointment, and so there was only so many of us in there at a time. It just wasn't as fun as it had been in previous years. You know, it's all in the eye of the beholder. So there's so many different pieces at Undisclosed and people try to experiment a little bit, I think, too, and do a little bit different things every year. So sometimes you can't even tell. I feel like mine are identifiable because of what I use.
There's just so many interesting works there, and you get to network and meet so many cool artists there. I love it so much, and you get to see so many styles, so many out-of-the-box ideas. It's so cool.
I love the event Undisclosed because nobody knows it's me, you know, generally. And I take advantage of that usually to experiment and try something different or show work that I wouldn't normally, people wouldn't normally associate with me. So I like to grab people's attention with strange media, and this is right in line with that.
I prefer weird. These little ocean pieces like this are fun to do, and people like them. So first thing I did was paint like a little bit of background color on there for the water. Second step would be putting sand and resin and things like that on the panel, and then creating some like bubbles, like the water washing back and forth. And then I go back in and do some more water coming back and forth. I like to see people pick up my piece and meet who picked it and why, you know, find out why they liked it.
You definitely feel accomplished because you put so much time into your art, and sometimes it doesn't get shown anywhere. It's hard to get in shows. But when you are in a show, it's really exciting. You see people interested in something you've put your heart and time into. And it's so exciting. I get so excited when they're picked. I usually go up and thank them for picking my work. Hi, my name's Nikki Orlowski. I'm a local transgender artist. I describe it as an anatomist. I really like how the body moves and functions, like whether it be in humans or in wildlife. Just watching the muscles and bones move is really cool to me. I usually do a lot of wildlife art for the Undisclosed piece. I like to keep it kind of tame and just do my watercolors. But these past few years in general, with my transition, I faced so much discrimination and hate. I decided to focusing on my community in general, so a lot of my models are either allies or LGBT people themselves. So I kind of wanted to do a mock-up of religious iconography with queer figures.
I like to negotiate the edges of the canvas in this circumstance, and so that's what I did here. You know, it's just a support structure. As long as it hangs on the wall, it works out. So, you know, if I'm not learning anything, I'm really not growing at all, and so there's no point in doing it. So this idea is just part of that growth. Learn how to work with foam, learn how to work with lights, and use the laser engraver in a way that it hasn't been used before. I'm currently painting a mural on a building on Broadway, and it is in the Italianate style, which is like a very specific style of architecture, and the woman that owns the building is restoring it, and she is just super interested in bringing back the history in it. And so I just thought it was an interesting style, so I grabbed onto it, and so I've pulled in references and very like specific bits, but I'm changing a little bit to make it my own. And I just kind of wanted to have the idea of it just like being ripped out of the earth and being picked up and just kind of chunked up into the air and just kind of exist in its own space. The diversity of this is just going to pick up on so many people. So trying to present something that's not necessarily normative of what you would expect to find in this area, I guess, or expect to find in an art gallery.
I think every artist in Undisclosed kind of wants their piece to be picked sooner rather than later. I mean, obviously there's incentive to get it picked first so you could have a show and everything, but it's just, seeing how many people are interested in your work and what they really like. So I'm nervous about this piece because I don't usually see nude figures there too much. So I'm wondering how it will go, I guess.
Most of the pieces that I make, I put my heart and soul into. And the first 2-3 years, I put my heart and soul in. You know, in the first 2, I got community choice winner, so that was exciting. So this piece, the reason why I pulled this out to show you, 3rd year, I loved it so much, and there were more than 100 pieces that year, I know, and there was quite a few people that didn't come. So nobody picked my piece, and I was like, I'm taking it home then, because I love it. I took it a little bit harder than nobody picked it, because I thought it was so cool, but you have to be a good weirdo to like that kind of stuff, I guess. Don't be discouraged, because think about it, there's only like 100 people there, right? How many people do you probably know? Like, say you got 400 friends on Facebook, right? And you post art, you have no problem selling it because you have a lot of friends. At Undisclosed, there's only like 100 or so artists that have pieces on the wall. That means there's only like 100 or so tickets. Don't be discouraged, because that's not that many people. You know, somebody's gonna want that piece. Just might not be out of those 100.